Alright, welcome back. You guys ready? Let's do it. So, for some reason, YouTube still has not verified my account, but that's okay. We'll be getting into it. Anyways.
Hey everybody, and yes, I literally just learned the name of. But she was able to one-shot all of them. That's pretty crazy. And so basically, what Gumiko is doing here is sets up an arrow, asks Loki.
Sorry guys, my battery pack just fell out.
Sets up 2 arrows. You got it.
Alright, let's get into it.
No. Oh, 2 arrows. And so that just keeps repeating over and over again until eventually Gumiko has like 10 fucking arrows pointed right at Loki's face. And it's just like, okay, last chance. Are you gonna join? You know, gonna get like 10 fists, like a gatling, like right in his freaking face. And he's there, and he's looking around at all of his dead friends in the forest, and just like all the animals that have been impaled, is like, no pay for this. And it's like, well, does that mean you're gonna be a God's Knight then? Loki has break it down, dude. Like, oh, snap. He's just there. And then he's free. And it's good to go into like coordinating it with a different direction. And then we see the last scene of the chapter become the hooded figure, Shamrock. He stands up and he's like, it's okay. Let's change for two to get in contact with Rachel on one. But we have to do something different. And so Gunko is saying, like, he's so dedicated even in the face of death. I wonder if this has something to do with his faith or like the religion. I was like, as long ago, the Sandvik warriors of Elba dominated the new world. The world government will bring them to heel, no matter what. End of the chapter, and we see Shamrock in our land in these insects and he's got lumber and grave. He's wearing like Prince English, French, aristocratic outfit. I don't know. He's got like, I don't know what it's called. He's got all the different like golden buttons that like connect to each other on little tunic. He's got cool looking boots. He's got a sword that looks a lot like Shanks' Griffin, which also looks a lot like Roger's Ace. You know, he's got that off to his side here. No scar, which is how you're going to distinguish. But listen, I know this is going to get confusing, all right? But the one surefire way to distinguish between Shamrock and Shanks is the scar. Oh, he also has 2 arms, too. Maybe that's also a way to determine it. Mainly the scar. Okay, so he's still got the scruff. He's got the scruff. Maybe I could work on a Shamrock cosplay. Maybe in the future. Just have to get a red wig. But anyway, yeah, Loki looks like he is knocked out at that moment from that last onslaught, like that last barrage of like arrow attack. His head is down. And Shamrock dropping like a Serbian figure. That didn't work. So now they're like, let's contact the Goro's neighbors. Like, oh, by the way, we also find out he is the captain of the boat, and his father is Garland. We could assume that it makes sense that Shamrock was then promoted from the original position of I'll be back. That makes sense. We also get Google's boss, which just calls for England. Okay. He mentioned that one time bring over the new world with like an iron fist. He might be referring to the ancient giants. Something to go along with that. Do you remember back in Punk Hazard when you see that warning sign outside of Punk Hazard like danger to not enter world government? There's a symbol of an ancient giant. And it's like their keep out danger symbol. Maybe that is a holdover from that. Like from way back in the day when the ancient giants were stomping around the new world and they controlled everything.
see. Of course, if you're new here, the tactic is to lay back a little, gather everything before I really come across anybody. And again, I'm sure it'd be easy though if I do. Yeah, it's just this seems to be a little too easy and kind of boring with non-rank. Then you get too far in rank and it's just too hard. So it's like, oh, can't win. You know? Yeah, can only be happy, I guess.
He knows this 100%, and he's not backing down for that no matter what. He does not bend the knee. People bend the knee.
Damn, I was already here.
Just smack the door. We've been smack the door. That's not even a word in my dream. Yeah. Oh my god, this is an insane show.
Ooh, that was gonna take a little farther.
That I didn't quite understand. I'm gonna bring this up now. So it's the page that's right after. Okay, the page.
Did not see that at first.
Extending her legs with the arrow movie. In the very next page, there's a scene where she's standing on something that looks like bags, and then the arrow is coming out of the hook, but then in the next panel, it looks like it's coming out of the.
Is there somebody over there?
Bags might be from the humans that were there, probably trying to like, don't hurt Mr. Loki. Oh, and then they hook up her. Like, probably that's probably where those are from. But like, in one panel, it looks like the arrow is coming out of her foot, and then in the very next panel, the arrow is coming out of the ground. It's weird. It's hard for me to like determine exactly what's happening here. But then, oh wait, maybe it's because it was the two arrows coming out of it. Maybe just one. But yeah. So, thanks for watching the review, everybody. Have a break next week. We're doing 3 weeks in a row. We're getting right back to it. What do you think the plan is going to be for how do you think it's going to be? Is this so weird? Hey, guys. There you go. Because, like, I always assumed Roger was the one that made the text. Maybe they found him in a treasure chest. And like, Roger was like, what's being her name? Wait. And the baby was like, hey! Like, crazy. Like, you want to adopt the baby? You want to be in heaven with me, crazy? Oh, Roger, I don't know, man. Like, that would be funny. But yeah, what's the line that shit on the cast here? To bring the Thanks for watching, everybody. This will be Tactic 101. So, oh wait, what is Shamrock's gonna use? That's where this is going. Hey everybody, and yes, I am aware we literally just learned the name of this devil fruit in the last chapter. Actually, the last panel of the last chapter. The arrow no beef.
They believe all these boxes behind with all the ammo. I mean, it's essential.
But I gotta get moving. It's 2025's big thing that I'm gonna try to do on the channel is go through every single devil fruit in the series. We also have more recent ones. Like here's the ones from the Ice Admirals. There's Biblos, Iku no Mi we just found out about. By the time I'm going through this, Oda's also revealing more devil fruits. So I gotta get moving on this. But no, seriously, this concept of the arrow no Mi, I think I have enough to go on that I can make a 20, 25, 30 second video. I think I got this. I'm actually really excited to talk about how crazy this is. First off, you better hold on to your hat. If you don't have a hat, go grab a hat and put it on and hold on to it. If you don't own a hat, I don't know, make one out of tinfoil, grab a pillow, grab a perhaps a bird, if you have a bird, put that on your head. I don't know. Okay, I'm ready to blow your mind with this, okay? What classification of devil fruit is the arrow no Mi?
Hey, Missy. Yeah.
Amicia, right? How do you know? Yeah, I know. It could be a Logia, and we're going to be talking about why it could be a Logia here in a moment. All right. So, there's some devil fruits in this story that are very literal in their powers. Okay? You have Mr. Three's Doru Doru, the wax wax fruit. He's allowed to generate wax. He's a candle man. You have Magellan's Doku Doku no Mi, the venom venom fruit. He makes poisons and
What?
venom. Okay?
Yes.
But every devil fruit
Yes.
also, some more than others, have the idea of a concept around that power. Okay? Let me give you an example. There's a few, but let's go with Inazuma. I always loved Inazuma's character. I hope he shows up in the story again. Inazuma has the power of the Choki Choki no Mi, the snip snip fruit, alright? He has the power of scissors. Okay? He turns his body into scissors, alright? However, they're not just ordinary scissors. If they were ordinary scissors, he would just turn his hands into scissors that can cut things that scissors can cut. But no, it has an added property that he can cut anything he wants as it was paper. So he can cut a stone wall, and the stone wall changes consistency to be like paper he's cutting. That is not how regular scissors work. That is a magical property of the devil fruit. Inazuma's Choki Choki no Mi embodies a concept of scissors cutting paper, and it will change other things into that consistency if it has to. I mentioned Suru's Wash Wash fruit in the review. It is not the power of soap, it is not the power of water, it is the power of laundry. The concept of laundry made manifest in a devil fruit. Okay? That's what devil fruits are, and they embody human desire for that reason. So, when it comes to arrows,
Where you getting that,
let me
Tekken?
ask you a question. What is an arrow made out of? I am not talking about a bow and arrow. I'm not talking like in RuneScape. You got your fletching skill. You're going up there. It's like, all right, I got some yew logs. I'm gonna start, fletching some arrows
Ain't.
now. Get that skill cape. I'm not
Ain't.
talking about
Ain't.
those kind of arrows.
Ain't.
I'm talking about these arrows. The arrows that Gunko is using. What is an arrow made out of? That's the thing. It's not made out of anything. Inherently, it's a concept. It's like saying, what's a square made out of? Or what's a triangle made out of? Or what's a mathematical physics equation made out of? It's not really made out of anything. It's a concept. It's an idea. Now, you can draw. Like, these arrows are made out of paper. They can be made out of wood. They can be made out of metal. It can be anything you make the shape of an arrow out of.
Mm-hmm.
Any material, plastic, whatever. That could be that, but, like, inherently, as a default state, an arrow is not made out of anything. And that's why I'm happy that her belief wasn't just the bandage, because that kind of limits it to a specific item, like a specific material, like fabric and the bandages that she was wearing around her. But we saw in the last chapter, yes, she can turn her bandages into arrows, but she can turn basically anything into an arrow. Already, that's something that's kind of broken. Okay, any material can become an arrow. She can turn the ground into an arrow. She can turn a tree into an arrow. Maybe living things are a limit here, because that seems to be a limit on a lot of devil fruit powers. She is certainly awakened. I mean, you're a member of the God's Knight that has a really powerful devil fruit. Of course, it's going to be an awakened power. But all things will become arrows. All right, is the idea, right? So we see in the last chapter, she uses her arrow no Mi in two major ways that are really huge. The first way is that she's wrapping the arrows around herself to increase her height. But not just doing that, not just having arrows coming out of her feet to like increase her like stilts or whatever. She's literally using these arrows as if they were bandages, but they're not bandages. Wrapping around her body and like making her boots way bigger. And so she can actually like stand like eye level to Loki. She's also wrapping the arrows around her gauntlets and around her hands, making giant, like, I'm gonna punch it with a giant fist, and that's how she attacked Loki. Alright? There's another way she used it was just talking about how she's literally able to just summon arrows out of any material she desires and change her body. So then I bring up a question, well, like, could she turn her entire body into arrows? Like, could her body, like, flip apart like she's freaking Conan from Naruto, like, with the paper ability? And could she, like, turn her entire body into, like, arrows that are swarming around? Because that seems kind of like a Logia-esque power. Now, Logias are powers of, like, elements and things, and this was something that, you know, I brought up a while ago. Like, you know, we're running out of the most common elements.
I need to get some better guns if I need to survive the last 2 to 3 opponents. Man, it really sucks YouTube still hasn't verified me. Like, all my other channels verified within a few of them within that day, and the other ones the next day. But man, it's like 2, 3 days now. Taking forever. And it's the same number for all of them, essentially. So it's like, does it have to take this long to verify me? You already know who I am. I'm already verified. You know? Yay, 10 players.
Straight up be a Logia. Gupo could like unravel her entire body and like attack you with a bunch of arrows all at once. Alright? So yeah, don't immediately throw this out as kind of like a lame idea for a devil fruit ability. Before the name of this fruit was given, a lot of people were bringing out that scene at when Goku was killed by Emu. And Emu had a long tail that was also shaped like an arrow at the end of it that stabbed Cobra. So people were like, oh, what if Emu gave just like how you know they gave the Gorosei all the yokai forms. Maybe Buko also has the power of a yokai, and that's where the arrow power comes from. So there is a similarity. I can't deny that. I mean, like you know, he uses the arrow thing, and then you know Buko also uses arrows. I will say that if we're going along with the idea of Emu being like the god of like nature, like Mother Ocean or something related to that. It's always fascinating to me that the Gorosei might not actually have different abilities. They might be something different, okay? And it's gods next to them that have devil fruits, but the ones that were directly under Emu do not have devil fruits because Emu like hates devil fruits. I'm not really sure how that would work. But there could be a connection, but it was given as Arrow no me in a different way that the Gorosei's devil fruits were not named at AK. Their names were not given, but hers was. So there. Seems to be a distinction here, if nothing else. It's not the same kind of abilities that the Gorosei have. I will say at least that much, okay? However, if it is a Logia, you can turn into like that bandage woman yokai. That would be interesting. That would be fascinating there, okay? So, she can essentially...
How far you guys think I'm going to get? Pretty far? I'm not sure. My guns are still medium range.
Hear me out, special paramecia at least. But she's able to mold pretty much anything with her body out of this stuff, okay? You know, like, it makes me wonder, like, if she goes up to, like, she's using bandages or fabric and she's turning that into arrows. But like I said, anything can become an arrow. So, like, she could go up to a metal building, like a metal structure or a statue, and if she can change that metal structure into metal arrows and then wrap that around her body, she can make a shield, she can make a sword, she can make a spear, she can make an actual bow and arrow. She needs to have a technique where she actually summons a bow and uses an arrow as an actual arrow. That would be really cool. But yeah, I would imagine it could be anything. Okay, she's just doing that with the fabric on her body right now. It could be anything, really. It's not limited to a specific substance, okay? The other way that she uses her ability is she sets up these arrows to attack Loki. One arrow is going vertical, and the other arrow is vertical. And Loki is talking about these extreme powers wailing on him earlier. It's like, alright, so you're gonna kick me from this side with one of those arrows, boom, and then you're gonna uppercut me with the other one, boom. That's the way you're gonna go. And Gunko was talking all about fate and how, like, yes, my ability is, set in stone, and once I've established it, when I start fighting, that's the way it happens. It will occur. The only way to stop it is for me not to do it. It's sort of like, it's like, oh, I am laying out your fate in front of you, Loki. But it's up to you whether or not you want to go down this path. You could upgrade.
Looks like it's time to roll.
Now Loki is of course a Chad. We all know that. So he's like, screw off, I'm not joining the God Knight. And she's like, okay. And then so she uses the arrow power to increase the trajectory, the acceleration of her attacks, okay? So she goes to swing her giant foot, and that accelerates down the horizontal arrow, and bam, slams into Loki's jaw. And then she accelerates her giant fist, and boom, and that's where she does a lot of damage.
You came out of nowhere. Well, we placed third. See what the rest of the match unfolds. Who's gonna win? Man. I like both these guys, and both these guys are pretty good. This guy, killer strategy. Yes. All right. Well, till next time.